Hi folks, I'm Ian Baker, the product specialist here at American RV in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And today I'm here to tell you all about the 2018 Wolf Creek 840 truck camper. This particular model we're going to look at is in the elegant truffle interior. One of the things I really love about the 840 is the fact it's nice and open without having to deal with a slide. You do have to have a 3/4 ton or larger pickup, but again, it is definitely an excellent option if you don't want to mess around with the slide and you want full capability to use everything in the truck camper while you're on the road. Let's start off right over here on the dinette. You'll see it is a nice open space. They left it open intentionally so you have a lot of room to be able to sneak around there. You'll see the table is long, but it's also narrow. Again, that way you have plenty of room while sitting in the seat here, as well as a lot of room to be able to walk through and maneuver in the kitchen. This also does drop down into a bed. If you need additional sleeping space, you have guests that are staying the night, you can remove these two taller legs. It does come with two shorter ones. And when you put the two short legs in, the table will rest evenly with the rest of the booth dinette here. Take the back cushion, put them on top, and that will give you your sleeping space. You'll also notice there's an electrical outlet down here, so if you have to plug in a laptop or tablet, you have a place to do it. And then you have storage on both sides here. It's a drop-down door, and it's very easy access to all the storage underneath the bench seats. You have a couple windows here to let in some natural light, LED light for lighting at night. And then up top you have some versatile storage. I'll open this up for you so you can take a look. Now you see there's a piece of wood right here. This is actually for the bed, because this is also a drop-down bunk. But if you don't want to use it as a bunk, you can remove the mattress that's in here, remove this wood, and this all basically becomes storage here. However, if you do want the bed, you just leave that in there, and you can still push it back a little ways. That way you can still use it a little bit, but it just doesn't give you a ton. But then basically you simply drop this down like so. You'll see the piece of wood is there. You can take this cushion, drop this cushion down here, and there we go. Just like that, you have your top bunk. So I wouldn't recommend an adult sleep up here, but for a child, it is a great extra option. They have that extra sleeping space besides just the dinette here down below. Also, I do have some customers that will remove the cushions but leave the pieces of wood in here. They basically drop this down, just use it for extra storage. If you're going fishing or hunting and you need space for your fishing poles, or maybe you have a rifle, shotgun, whatever it may be, having this nice big storage space up here can be pretty handy to you. Across the way is the kitchen. You'll see that even though it's not a huge countertop, it's pretty darn good, especially for being in a truck camper. And because they give you both a sink top cover as well as a cooktop cover, this whole thing is usable prep space. We'll start right over here on the sink. When I take the cover off, you'll see the single bowl round sink there. Even though it is a single bowl, it is, again, very usable because it's really deep. A lot of manufacturers, they'll put in like a double bowl sink, but it's only about half this depth, so you really can't do a ton with it. But with this, you can actually fit your pots and pans and everything right down in there. High-rise faucet, and again, you have the sink top cover there to use as well. Over to the side, here's your 3-burner cooktop, and as I mentioned, this one also has a cover. This lifts up and folds back, which will reveal your 3-burner Atwood cooktop. And then down below you have the oven in case you want to do some baking. A couple of windows here as well to let in that natural light during the day, and then you have the LED light here. You'll have an electrical outlet right up here, so if you want to put like a coffee maker back here, a toaster, something a little more semi-permanent, that's a good spot for it there. If you have something maybe a little more temporary, you're going to put right here. You also have an electrical outlet right down here you can use too. Control panel is mounted here on the wall. You'll see this has your monitor panel for all your tanks and battery, as well as your water pump, a couple of the lights. You also see your water heater on here. The cool thing about the water heater is it does run off both gas and electric, and you can turn both of those on at the same time for faster recovery. Thermostat over to this side here that does control both your AC as well as your furnace. And then here you have a nice little spice rack. It's nice and convenient to get to. If we take a quick look up top, right here is your Multimedia Center. This essentially is a radio and CD player, but it is Bluetooth capable. So, if you want to hook up your smartphone or tablet, you can do that. This does control the speakers inside as well as the speakers outside. Up above that is your solar charge controller. This one does have a solar panel mounted on the top, so that way it'll already give you that trickle charge. You don't have to worry about hooking anything else up. you know, as soon as you have some daylight, that will again start to trickle charge that battery, letting you run your lights and everything for a longer period of time. Over to this side here, nice big open pantry storage. You can see they don't have a divider or anything cutting the space off, so that way you can, if you have larger items, you can easily put those up there. Microwave here to the side. There's the weight of the unit, 2,332 pounds. So as I previously mentioned, you know, it's probably going to be too heavy for just about every half ton out there. So you are going to need 3/4 ton or a larger pickup to be able to carry this one. Underneath is your hood. This one does have both a light and a fan. If we take a look underneath, we do have storage underneath too. Right underneath the oven here. If I can pull this guy open, brand new, it's a little tight, but there it is. So nice big storage area. It's not very deep, but it is quite wide. You can see you have your fire extinguisher underneath that. Hopefully you never have to use that guy. And then over to this side here, you have 3 full extension ball bearing drawers. Again, the top one here isn't quite as deep, but the 2 underneath that are nice and deep. So, you know, your silverware will certainly fit just fine in this one. Some of your larger utensils like your serving spoons, spatulas, things like that will fit better in one of the bottom 2 compartments. Then right over here, you'll see you have some additional storage there. They walled it off. If you need to access your water heater, you can see that is on the other side of the wall. Rounding out your kitchen is your Northwood fridge freezer right over here. You can see you have you know, decent space in there, especially for being a truck camper. This does lift up if you have some taller items you want to stick in there. Nice little drawer down here as well. And then up top, you see they have the drop-down freezer compartment with the ice cube tray in there. As I mentioned, this one does run off both propane and electric and also has automatic switchover. Take a quick look behind me here. You have the bathroom. So this is an elevated bathroom. So rather than having to try to make that big step in, what they did is they went ahead and put a hidden step in here. All you have to do is undo this button, and then the stairs will drop right out like so, which will allow you to easily climb into the bathroom. If we take a look in here, you'll see the fully functional wet bath, foot flush lever toilet right there, shower pan down below. If you take a look up a little bit, you see the nice big countertop, huge countertop space. Your faucet there, the sink, and the back of the faucet, your hand shower is mounted, so you can see that guy right there. You also have a mirrored medicine cabinet. You have an LED light up top, a vent fan there too, huge skylight, and then over to this side, you also have a toilet paper holder, which is covered. I'm going to take a step in here real quick so you can kind of get an idea of height. I'm 6 foot. You can see that, you know, I do go up into the skylight here again because it is that raised bathroom, so they gave a nice big skylight. I have about an inch, maybe 2 above my head here. So, you know, it is still quite usable. You can see I can move around very well. And if you're a really tall person, you can always, you know, sit down on the top of the toilet and shower. I know it's you know, definitely not conventional, but it is still a very usable bathroom there. So we take a look at the cab over. Right here on one side of the bed at the foot, you see an excellent storage area. You can see they've already stuffed it full of goodies there, a bunch of stuff that comes with it, some paperwork, things like that. Also right underneath that storage area, you see all your connections. You have electrical outlet. You also have a charging port, the charging center rather, with dual USB port as well as a 12-volt inlet. And then you have your cable and satellite hookups there as well, because that is where your TV will go. If you take a look right up on the wall here, you see that you have your backer where that is mounted, so you know exactly where to mount the bracket. Over to this side, you have your window. You can see the window there. That is an emergency exit. Hopefully you never have to use it as such, but in the case of emergency, you can still get out of here, which is nice. Right underneath that, nice good storage on both sides of the bed. You'll also see you have a big wardrobe up front toward the head of the bed there. And on the side of that, you have, again, another charging center and an electrical outlet, LED adjustable reading light there too. If you take a look at the ceiling real quick, you'll see not only an LED light, but also a fantastic fan up there. That is awesome. If you don't want to run the AC and you want some cross ventilation, you know, the bed is a little bit higher. So all I have to do is open up some windows, turn that guy on, and you will see an awesome cross breeze come through here. The other side of the bed, you have a little bit different storage. You have a nice nightstand with a cubby hole there. And then on the bottom side of it, you also, again, have another charging center and an electrical outlet. Then right over here to the side, open this guy up for you. You can see another storage area, and right in there, you have more wardrobe space. Now that we've seen the inside, let's take a quick look at some of the outside features of the Wolf Creek 840. One of my favorite parts is something that's very similar with the Wolf Creek, and they have it in the Arctic Fox line as well, and that is the fact that you have one-piece fiberglass construction from the nose here all the way down into the bulkhead. You don't have any seams running across, which means you have less chance for any kind of water penetration, especially while going down the road. If you think about it, obviously this part is up over the cab of your truck, so rainwater and wind is being forced in here. And when you have that seam, again, you can get water in there. By eliminating it, that greatly eliminates the chance of having any water here in the nose. You have your rubber bump stops on here, of course, and then over to this side are your Rico Titan heavy duty jacks. One of the things, again, that I like that they do on here is you'll see it's actually the bolts on here. They have 20 bolts running all the way through here. So you want to talk about excellent support, this will definitely do it. 2,500 pound capacity on each jack. So you know that it's certainly strong enough to support the truck camper even when you pull the truck away. Right underneath here is your sewer tube hose, nice and convenient. You'll see the diamond plating running all the way along the side there, and you have a nice little entry hatch right there as well, so you can quickly move some items from the bed of your truck into the truck camper itself. When you come around to the back, right here's your rear mounted ladder. This will allow you to easily climb up onto the roof. You'll also see the luggage rack up there, and as I talked about when we were inside, this one does have a solar panel mounted on there as well. Power awning, just touch of a button to roll that out. Same thing to have it go right back in. Super simple and easy to use. Double electrical outlet right down here in case you need to plug anything in. You do have the removable step there as well. Then you'll also see you have a little storage right there in the side on both sides of the bumper. Right here is some plumbing access. I'll open that up. You can see your valves and everything are here, as well as your Rico Titan control. So if you do have to do any manual control, you can get in there and operate that. Right over to the side, you have access to your termination from the back. You can see that right there, making it nice and easy to access. Let's go ahead and come around to the side here. You'll see you have an outside shower with both hot and cold water access. Open that up for you. There's that. 6-gallon Suburban water heater, and as I mentioned, we were inside. That one does run off both propane and electric. If you take a quick look underneath, you'll see you do have some controls here as well. Satellite and cable inlets, as well as your Zamp solar. Now, as I mentioned, this one does have your panels on top, but if you wanted a portable panel as well, you do have that option. Right over here to the side is where your battery will go. You can see the hookups right there. Again, you have all sorts of cords in here because you do have the ones for your solar there. And then moving over a little bit further are your two 20-pound LP tanks, and both of those are obviously easy to access, as well as switch from one tank to the other. Right over here is your gravity fill, so that way you can fill your tanks. And then right down underneath is where your 30 amp detachable power cord will plug into. All right, folks, that wraps it up. Again, this is a 2018 Wolf Creek 840. It makes an excellent 3/4 ton or larger truck camper that you don't have to mess with any slides on. If you are interested in this truck camper and you'd like price and availability, I recommend you give us a call here at American RV, or you can take a look at our website, which is AmericanRV.com. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and I can't wait to see you on the road to freedom.